What's up, Devils fans? Sam Kasan here from the Devils Hockey Network. Got a special podcast for you to get you caught up on all the news of the last week. Also hope everyone's having a good holiday weekend. Happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. The big 250. And for our Devils fans north of the border, up in Canada, hopefully they had a good Canada Day. So today you're going to hear some big names. You've got Sunny Mehta on the podcast. We've got Nico Hischier. New 5-year contract extension for the captain. He'll get into all that. Newest Devil, Evan Rodrigues. He will also be joining us. And last but not least, the cherry on the top, Arseny Gritsyuk signed a 3-year contract extension. You'll hear his media availability as well. But first, let's get you caught up on all the news. I mean, there's too much really to go through. Everything started really getting the ball rolling. Nemec, defenseman, traded to Calgary. In return, the Devils get a couple first-round picks, 2 first-round picks, as well as a second-round pick and a defensive prospect. The ball kept rolling. Jacob Markstrom, the next to go, as he makes his way down south to Florida, rejoining really the franchise that he started his career with. And the Devils, in return, get, as I mentioned, the aforementioned Evan Rodrigues, whom you will hear from shortly, as well as former Devil Jesper Boqvist, and Steves, another forward prospect, Ben Steves. So a lot in return on that front. The big news, probably the biggest move that Sunny made all of this past week, re-signing Nico Hischier to that 5-year contract extension. We will get into that as well. You'll hear from the captain in that regard. Also re-signed Arseny Gritsyuk, re-signed Nico Dawes. And the newest news coming out today, which won't be covered because this is on the spot, was the signing of goaltender David Rittich as well as Amadeus Lombardi. So a lot going on. To break it all down here quickly, coming in, the Devils have acquired forwards Evan Rodrigues, Jesper Boqvist, Ben Steves, Ryan Tufte, Etienne Morin, Amadeus Lombardi, Declan Chisholm, Vladislav Kolyachonok, a couple first-round picks, a second-round pick, and maybe Barrett Hayton. To be determined there, a week for Utah to match. The Devils, if you haven't heard, have made a tender offer, an offer sheet sent to Barrett Hayton, the center for Utah. So 1 week to match on that front from Utah. Until then, I guess we wait and see. So we may have another Devil coming in. Devils on the way out. The aforementioned Jacob Markstrom, Shimon Nemec. Others, Maxim Siplikov, Angus Crookshank, Paul Cotter, Evgeny Dodonov, Dylan Wendt, Brian Hallinan, Ryan Schmelzer, Mike Hardman, Zach McEwen, Kalen Addison, Colton White, Tyler Brennan, and Dennis Cholowski. So a lot of changing, as there always is at this point in the year. And we want to hear now from the man who conducted all of those changes, the man at the helm of a lot of these moves, the free agent moves, the pickups, the signings, the trades, the re-signings, all that and more covered with Amanda Stein and Sunny Mehta in this sit-down exclusive one-on-one interview. So without further ado, here is Mehta discussing a lot of these deals with Amanda Stein. The one note for you is that the Devils, this interview was recorded on July 2nd. The team on July 3rd signed David Rittich in goal. So the one-on-one interview may be a little dated. This interview was conducted again before the team had signed Rittich. So just keep that in mind as you're listening. But the Devils did add a goaltender in David Rittich, adding some depth in the crease. Again, without further ado, here is Amanda Stein and Sunny Mehta.
Sunny, how much fun have you had these last few hours? I have to start with that because you've finally been able to get to work.
The last few hours?
Or sorry, a few days, I should say.
I'd say it's like the last few months. It's all been fun. Yeah, it's been really fun.
And let's sort of just go back to the last maybe 48 hours or so. You've made some really big transformation. You've done a lot of work on your roster setting up, and I would be remiss if I didn't start with your captain. That was something that was hanging over a lot of people. We knew he was entering the last year of his contract. This was clearly a priority to both you and Nico. And I think that's the most important part, that it was a priority to you both. Can you speak to a little bit about that process and what you've accomplished here?
Yep. So when I got here, I want to say it was day 2, the first player that I met with was Nico Hischier. He's our captain. He's incredibly important part of this organization, and keeping him here was also an incredibly important goal for us as a franchise. Just cannot say enough good things about Nico. I mean, I think it's probably not stretching the truth to say that had he wanted to, a year from now, leave and go to free agency, again, it's probably not a stretch to say he could have gotten more money, he could have, gotten more things, whatever, pretty much whatever he wanted. That was never even a topic or a thought for Nico. He wanted to be here, he wanted to stay here, he takes his captaincy of this team extremely seriously. He really he wears the wins and losses so personally in this franchise, and to me that's a mark of a captain, the mark of a hallmark player for this organization, and I just can't say enough about the respect that I have for him and his commitment to the franchise, and so we're just extremely thrilled to have him here for 5 more years, and really 6 because he's got 1 more. Yeah, exactly. So just really thrilled. One
of the things that really stuck out to me when he was talking was he said, I want to be part of the solution. I want to be the one to help right the ship here. I don't want to run away from any of this. It really does set a precedent when all those things that you're talking about, whether it's taking a little less money, committing to the 5-6 years, what does that say to the rest of your team that you hope really comes through?
Yeah, it's a great point. Precedent is exactly the right word. I want to be clear. Like I don't think there should be or there needs to be necessarily an onus on a player to somehow take less money or anything like that. I mean, that's a personal thing. Players earn what they get. It's a market like any other, and I believe in that. So, having said that, we know this is a cap league.
Yeah.
This is a salary cap league, and I saw it firsthand in Florida where I don't know if you want to necessarily call it taking less or whatever you want to call it, but getting good players, not just good players, but getting good players at good contracts and filling out your cap sheet in a smart way is how good teams are able to win. And that is something I want to bring to this organization, however we have to do it. And that was something Nico not only was okay with, but he flat out told me, I love that. He's like, so he gets that, he's on board. And to me, to answer your question, what it says, it sets a precedent for we want people that want to be New Jersey Devils and win with this team and be here, whatever that takes, whatever that means.
So obviously Nico was a really big piece of the last couple of days, but there were other things that I think are really important to go through here right now. As it stands with your roster, you have Jake Allen and Nico Dawes, who you guys signed yesterday. How comfortable are you with that dynamic going forward? And also maybe if you want to talk a little bit about making that decision to move on from Jacob Markstrom. There's a lot there. There's a lot there.
No, there is a lot there. It wasn't an easy decision. I just think that where we are at this point in time for this franchise, being able to bring back a player like an Evan Rodrigues was a priority for me. So to be able to make that trade and bring in a guy who, I can't say enough good things about Evan. He was a player that we targeted in Florida, and, as soon as I got here, it was a target in this trade. To bring in a player he's worked so hard, undrafted player, worked so hard throughout his career, been in different places, has had ups and downs, really underrated in a lot of respects, in terms of his on ice. He's such a good kind of underrated defensive player, and even offensively, has tremendous hockey sense and has a good shot. He can play center, he can play wing, he can play up the lineup, play down the lineup. On ice, he's bringing so much utility there, and then even off ice, as you kind of alluded to, it's he's a leader now. This for me, I talked about this with Evan when I spoke to him a couple days ago. To me, this in a lot of ways is a next step, a logical next step for him, where he's been this, an important cog, but a cog in this machine. And I think he's coming here now, and he's going to be a leader. He's going to come in here and be the guy that just won 2 Stanley Cups and is a veteran now. And I think he's going to have a lot of impact on our culture and our locker room.
You know what's so interesting about you saying that and like the off-ice stuff? Like when I talked to him yesterday, I asked him sort of about the experience of winning 2 cups, what he can impart here, and it was nothing about on the ice. He talked to me about how important recovery was.
It's great.
Which is like, it kind of caught me off guard because you don't necessarily hear that much, right? Like as what the most important thing was. And maybe that is something that's, really, really valuable to this group as they try and do get over that hump.
I agree. And he's coming with that a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because he's been in a different organization, and so it'll be nice to kind of blend those two different things. And also, I don't want to forget, because you asked this as part of your question. Another part of this, kind of like the
jockeying.
Yeah, part of the trade pieces and all that. One thing that I wanted to bring up is just how excited I am about Nico Dawes.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's a player that's been in this organization, been a prospect, whereas maybe this wasn't the case in the past. Now there's a path for him. There's an opportunity in front of him. It's going to be ultimately up to him, to decide, where he ends up and what he does with that opportunity. But I'm excited to kind of see that he has that opportunity and see what he does with it.
So if I were to ask you right now, are you comfortable with this duo? How would you respond to that?
I would say I'm extremely comfortable. I'm excited to see what Nico does. As I would answer any question, we will always consider anything and everything. So anything I say is as of this moment right now. But that's with anything.
You're never done. You're never done.
You're never done.
It always changes.
Correct.
What about, talking about making big decisions? A couple of days ago, before all this, you did have to make that hard decision on Shimon Nemec, right?
Yes.
It was a situation where you got a lot of guys there on the back end. This is, your first opportunity to really comment on it. He's a young player, but what sort of, was your hard decision-making process there?
Yeah, so when I even think back to when I first got here and some of the kind of key priorities on the checklist, re-signing Nico, re-signing Grits, doing some other things to fix the roster, obviously one of the key things, the key decision points that needed to be made was on Nemo.
Yeah.
And kind of as you alluded to, it was not an easy decision either. I met with Nemo a couple weeks ago, and I can't say enough good things about him in terms of like the respect that I have for him as both a player and as a young man. He himself, I think, was on the fence in terms of like, I know there were things reported about like, oh, did he ask for a trade? That was not true, like at all. Like I met with him, and his whole point, which I don't necessarily disagree with, was like he just wants a path. He wants a path forward, a path to develop into the role that he foresees in himself, because he's got a lot of confidence in himself. And whether that was here or elsewhere, it could have been either, frankly.
Yeah.
And in the same way that he was kind of 50-50 in wrestling that, I was 50-50 in wrestling that. And really, ultimately, what it came down to was like the return that we got was just kind of too hard to pass up. Mm-hmm. Calgary, they made it clear that they wanted him. And, getting the 2 first-round picks and the second-round pick was just, I think what it does to our asset base and to our currency going forward, it was just a move that we felt we had to make.
So talk about moves that you want to make, that you're trying to make. Obviously, I have to ask you about the offer sheet to Barrett Hayton in Utah. I mean, right? It is a unique path. It's something that we don't necessarily see all that often in the NHL, but you went for it here. I'm sure you can't say too much, but it is a decision that you made here.
Yeah, so an offer sheet is obviously like it's a mechanism within the CBA. I can completely understand how it's you don't see them that often. It's unique. It's exciting for the fans, and I can't comment.
I knew it.
Yeah, I can't. Not now. Like we're still in the 7-day window. I can't really say anything more about it.
I had a feeling that's the direction we were going, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask.
Of course, you have to. Yep.
When you look at your checklist, you talked about that just a little bit before, sort of those boxes that you want to tick. Do you feel that right now you're comfortable with where you guys are right now, knowing that things are never finished? Like when you look at that checkbox, what do you sort of feel?
Yeah, I feel good about what we've done, again, in terms of attacking that checklist and getting a lot of things that needed to get done. I also, kind of the way you said it earlier, it's always a work in progress. We're never done. It's a painting that's never finished. So we're not, somebody said earlier when I was coming down for this, they're like, okay, maybe you can rest now. It's like, nope, we're never resting.
Your life is no longer about resting.
Nope,
You're done.
It's no rest for the weary, right? So, yeah, we're simultaneously excited about what we've been able to do, but also we want to get better every single day. And so whatever I can do to try to get this team better, I'm going to always continue to try to work towards that.
And then lastly, this has been your first opportunity to be the decision maker, right? You've been an AGM, you've made decisions in other capacities as well, but what was that like for you? Like for Sunny, what was that like for you to sort of grab hold in that way?
It's funny, I guess I never thought about that. It doesn't necessarily feel all that different because I don't really think of myself as being, yes, I'm the decision maker in that, okay, maybe I'm the one that ultimately makes the call or pulls the trigger in executing the decision. But, in my opinion, I wouldn't be doing my job if I were making these decisions in isolation, and I'm not. So that's the thing. It's like the decision, to me, it's more about running the decision-making process. That's, maybe I could think of myself as sort of leading that decision-making process, but I wouldn't be able to make these decisions without all the great people I have on my staff, and combining all of them, all of the input from our scouts and from our management staff and from our analytics group and, our coaching staff, all of those things, blending them together, that's what's helping me make the decision. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Sunny. Plenty more to come in the years to come, the days to come. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Amanda.
That was Devils General Manager Sunny Mehta, 2.5 months on the job, speaking with our Amanda Stein. Now, of all the moves that he has made, the biggest, possibly most important, was getting the contract extension with Nico Hischier, a 5-year deal, keeping the captain, keeping that pillar and foundational piece in New Jersey all the way through the 2031-32 season. Breaking it down for you, total amount is $58.5 million on the 5-year deal. That comes out to $11.7 million average annual value. Nico Hischier, of course, will finish his current contract this season. The 5-year extension will kick in next season, so it will begin in the 2027-28 year. At that point, the new contract kicks in. But something of note here is if Nico Hischier had played out this last year of his contract in New Jersey and hit the free agent market next summer, honestly, looking at some of the contracts we saw Jacob Trouba get on July 1st and Darnell Nurse and some of these bloated contracts that were given out at free agency, there's no doubt I think Nico is looking at 13, maybe 14 million if he had touched the free agent market. Instead, he stays home at a very cap-friendly number. Even at 11.7, he could have gotten 12.5 from the team, but took a little less money, gives the team a little more cap flexibility, wants to win here in New Jersey. Yeah, he doesn't want to run away from the situation. He wants to be part of the solution. Great things he had to say in that regard. So Amanda Stein, once again, had the exclusive one-on-one interview with Nico, the captain. She has been with him from day one. Literally, her first day on the job with the Devils was the development camp that Nico first attended. They came in the same year that Nico was drafted in 2017. First overall pick, Nico was. Now, of course, has grown. She has watched him grow, so she talked to him about all of that. He's grown, obviously, as a player, but his personality and the characteristics that made him a captain were really there when he was 18, still there today, still shines through. And, he sets the tone, sets the precedent, takes a little less money, cap-friendly money to help the team out. A team-first guy, that's what captains are. He is just that. And he had more to say on that with Amanda Stein.
Well, Nico, congratulations. A new contract for you, an extension. How are you feeling? And what's sort of the first thing that goes through your mind when you sign that contract?
Well, yeah, thank you, Amanda. I think just excitement, I think. Obviously, excitement and gratefulness. I think, like I said, it's just for me, I was glad we were able to work something out, and I can stay in Jersey, and like I said, my goal, the still reach my goal, my ultimate goal. And but yeah, going through my mind, I think it was just very, very grateful for another opportunity and just excitement. Yeah.
Obviously, things were different this year. You and your agent were negotiating with a new general manager in Sunny Mehta. I know you got to meet him and talk to him a little bit before you left for World Championships. I know you'd never divulge exactly what was said, but there's clearly something that he said there in the future for this team that allowed you to make that long-term commitment. Is there something you can sort of express about what those conversations were like without, saying exactly what was said?
Yeah, I think just like a plan that he has and visions, how the New Jersey that was going to be, and obviously, yeah, excited that it involves me. Like I said, like I was part of that plan, and also like that similar things in he saw that were happening in Florida, and I think hit the best seat there to see how they turn things around there, and that's what I'm excited for.
I remember back in 2017 was when we first met. It was your first development camp. Can you even wrap your mind around that being almost 10 years ago and here we are?
Yeah, every year I think every year we see each other and tell us how fast time flies, but I mean it's so quick, but also like still like I mentioned it before too. When I look back when I was 18 or a little kid, like still a long time. So, but I think that's how sport is, Like the older people tell you when you come in, like enjoy it. It'll be good days, it'll be tough days, but always try to just enjoy the waves, enjoy it, and ride it.
What do you think the thing you hope your team learned, and maybe that you learned now that you've had a little bit of time to reflect since the season is over, about what this group really needs going into next season and beyond? Like, have you given that any thought?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, I think just obviously, like every summer, like it's always helpful to have some additions, and that's like before too. That's part of business, and I think every summer something happens in many teams, and then that's a vision in the summer, and then the job is for us like to make it click, and I think that's also sometimes where it's the hard part, like there's a vision in the summer, and then you gotta make it work, and sometimes it doesn't work, but that's just how it is in life. You can try as much as you want, and sometimes it just doesn't work, and but then eventually like it clicks, and then it can be great. So and the league is so close from each other, like every team has good players. Every team is trying to win. So like sometimes it's just a little thing that can matter.
Why was it important to you to get this deal done now? Because you didn't have to, but is it about showing the organization your commitment? Like, what made this the right time for you?
Yeah, like I said too, for both sides, I think obviously for me to show my teammates or the organization I want to be here. I want to turn this thing around here again and go in the right direction. And for me personally too, I just wanted to get it done sooner than later to show my commitment and to leave out any questions and so I can focus what's important and is leading that team hopefully back to success.
You talk about like any questions and stuff. I mean, was that in the back of your head at all, or did you like, how did you sort of like, I know it's hard to ignore, right? Like,
Yeah,
but
no, I mean, these days it is very hard to ignore, but like sometimes, I mean, the good thing in these things or rumors is like, sometimes you can just watch them and laugh about it a little bit. Like, at the end of the day, what's right, what's wrong, but I think everybody knows these days that like you can't believe everything that's written online, and some things always have a little truth on it, some don't. So like for me, it's more I try not to read it, obviously, but like you said, like sometimes it's just hard, like it pops up and you quick read it. But important is just that like always for me, my agent and New Jersey, we were all always on the same page, and we were talking, and we know where we were at, and so that wouldn't like distract us.
You mentioned it a little bit before, and only two more. I'll let you get back to life in Switzerland. But
Okay.
what was the feeling you got from Sunny in those small interactions that you've had with him? That, you know, sometimes breathing new life into an organization is what you need, and that's not, you know, to say about the past. But what did you sort of feel from him?
Um, yeah, I think he's a very smart man. I think he's a smart man. He knows what he's doing, and yeah, he's like has a plan. And for me, yeah, my job is now I believe in this plan, and I'll try to do, like I said, everything I can for this organization, for this team, to lead it back the right way.
And that just feels like some unfinished business you've got here in New Jersey, the team that gave you your chance, right?
Yes, like I'm my since day one, like you mentioned, like I said a lot of the same things since day one, and that hasn't changed for me. That's I think it's I mean winning a Stanley Cup is obviously very special, but winning a Stanley Cup in New Jersey is even more important. Sorry.
Awesome. No, you're good. Somebody at the door.
Oh, it's the washing machine.
Oh, your washing machine. I mean, that's really funny.
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen though.
Oh, you're all good. Well, I mean, I think we can end it there. But just, you know, so happy to have you for all these more years, and it's been a pleasure watching you from day one. It's awesome. So congratulations, and
Thank
away
you
we
very
go,
much.
right? What does the rest of your off season look like? I should probably ask.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, I'm back working out, skating already, and but we'll head out end of the week to Thailand, have a little vacation there, and Sigi's wedding. So I'm excited for that. I've never been in Thailand, and obviously, I think it will be blast. And then after wedding, stick around there for a bit before I come back to Switzerland and keep working out and getting ready for October.
Sounds great. Thanks, Nico. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Amanda.
Now, one of the biggest moves that Sunny Mehta had made was trading Jacob Markstrom to the Florida Panthers. Now, that trade came on June 30th, a day before Markstrom's new 2-year, $6 million AAV contract kicked in with a limited or no trade clause. So the flexibility was there to get a deal done ahead of July 1st. Sunny Mehta had to do that, and he did, sending Jacob Markstrom to Florida. In return, he gets Evan Rodrigues, Jesper Boquist, and Ben Steeves. I should note Angus Crookshank also going to Florida in that deal. And now when people looked at this, they looked at this as maybe the team dumping Jacob Markstrom and trying to get away from that contract in the no-trade situation. But really, if you listen to Sunny, the trade was just as much about gaining Evan Rodrigues as it was about what was going out. It was really about the package coming in. He likes the players that are coming in. He's very, very high on Evan Rodrigues. And why not? The guy has won 2 Stanley Cups with Florida while Sunny was there, so he knows all about the kid, knows all about his character, what he can bring. You're looking at a guy, 5'11", 185 pounds, but plays much bigger. He's very physical, grinds it out, very gritty, can play up and down the lineup, play wing, play center, play a little everything. So he can do a lot. And now, really, he's coming in. He was more of a role player in Florida, but he's going to come to Jersey and be kind of a leader because he's going to bring that culture. He knows what it takes to win. He can embed that into this franchise, into his teammates, and he's excited to join the Devils. And you could see it coming through from him. I should note he has 1 year left on his contract at $3 million per year. So we'll see where that goes from here. Perhaps he'll resign, TBD. But he did sit down with Amanda Stein, talked about the change, how excited he is to join the Devils, and a lot more. So here is Evan Rodrigues with Amanda Stein.
Well, Evan, first of all, congratulations for a lot of, movement these last couple of hours. How does it feel to sort of get that call from Sunny, someone you're familiar with, and joining the New Jersey Devils?
Yeah, it's exciting. I think it's a very talented group and one that, I think I'll fit in pretty seamlessly and we'll be able to help right away and making us a really good team and a Stanley Cup contender.
Did you have an idea that potentially you'd be on the move at some point this summer?
There's always rumblings about it. I try to, block it out as much as possible. I think as, all of us do, but yeah, I knew that there was a chance but when I found out it was New Jersey, I was, really excited and really looking forward to it.
All right, so let's then talk about it. What is it about New Jersey, from having played against them, knowing sort of what this team is hoping to accomplish, that does excite you as becoming a member of the team?
Yeah, I think they just have all the pieces. I think, they have the talent, they have the speed, they have the, size and grit. And at the end of the day, I think it's just about the want. It's wanting to compete and wanting to get your nose dirty and wanting to do all the little things that, get you to the dance. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just bringing consistency, bringing work ethic and getting ready to work for, a long season.
I know that hard work is sort of part of your DNA as a player, and you're a veteran in the league. You have familiarity, obviously, from your ties to Ontario with Connor Brown, and he's someone who spent his first year here last year, and he really talked about those same things. And he went to the finals, obviously, against you with Edmonton. But what do you learn as a veteran player, having played so much, to finally get yourself over that hump to be able to succeed the way you have? Like, what did you learn even in your veteran years?
I think it really is about, the little things. It's about the recovery more than anything. It's everything that you do away from the rink, at the rink, it all adds up, and it may seem, mundane in the moment, or it may seem like a little thing at the moment, but all those little things add up. And, when you're playing potentially upwards of over 100 games a year, you have to focus on the recovery. It's become one of the biggest parts of the NHL, in my opinion, because their game is so fast, it's so hard, and it's a long season. Like I said, you could be playing over 100 games, and all those things add up.
When you talk to Sunny, obviously that familiarity, what did he tell you about, why you were the person that he wanted to go out and make sure was part of this New Jersey Devils team that he's, starting to build and put his stamp on?
Yeah, I think kind of he knows, what my game's about and what my, MO is about. He knows that I'll bring a leadership and a work ethic to the locker room. And I think we both know how good and how talented this team is. Playing against them, they're extremely dangerous. And it's one of those teams that if you catch them, on one of the days where things are clicking, they look like, the best team in the league. And couple of years ago, we went in there and played them, into the Prudential Center, played them, back-to-back games, and they handed it to us. And everyone, kind of looked around the room like, oh, this is the team to beat. So the talent is there. It's, as simple as just bringing it every night and, doing the things that it takes to get there.
What's your leadership style kind of like? Obviously you're a veteran, you're a hard worker on the ice, but you mentioned that like leadership element that you talked to with Sunny. Like, what does that look like for you?
I think just leading by example. I'm not the most serious guy by any means. I like to keep things light and goof around and smile and be happy. But at the end of the day, you got to work hard, and working hard is contagious. Because if you're a player in the NHL, you only got here because you're an extremely competitive person, and
right.
When one person is pushing the pace and beating you, the fight, the dog comes out in you. And I think that's something I'll try to bring to this group and hopefully, help make everyone better.
I do have to ask you, and obviously you've played against him, but the news coming out this morning that this afternoon that Nico has signed a contract extension, keep him here for at least another 6 years. What do you know about him from having played against him and maybe looking forward to having someone like him on your team?
Yeah, he's just a great, defensive-minded center. He's got the talent in the offense, but at the end of the day, you can line match him against anyone in the league and be confident that he's going to do his job. And having a guy like that really frees up a guy like Jack, who is extremely gifted offensively and can get easier matchups and play more free. So they're a great 1-2 punch, and I was happy to see him sign that deal this afternoon.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Evan. I appreciate it and look forward to seeing you not too soon, but a little bit soon. You can still enjoy the summer.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to it as well.
And if you stuck around this long for the podcast, you are in luck, because this is maybe the best interview of the bunch. When you talk about character, Arseny Gritsyuk, as top-notch as they get. Kid is pure gold, hilarious, just so genuine. You just can't not love the kid. I mean, he is just an awesome human being. Love his energy, love his style, love his humor. And he joined the group of media after signing his 3-year contract extension. That deal is $9.75 million. The average annual value comes out to $3.25. So he will be a Devil for the next 3 years. 25 years old. Obviously grew a lot in his rookie season. 13 goals, 18 assists, 31 points, but definitely see a higher ceiling for him. And clearly Sunny Mehta agrees. Otherwise, he wouldn't have signed him to the deal. He gave us a call from Mother Russia, which is where he is right now in the summer. Excited about the deal. Had some hilarious things to say. I don't want to spoil anything. You got to listen in, but you will really, really enjoy this next segment. So here is the media availability with Arseny Gritsyuk. By all means, have some fun.
All right, it's 10 a.m. Good morning, everybody in New Jersey. Thank you for joining us. I'm pleased to be joined by Arseny Gritsyuk, who recently signed an extension with New Jersey. As a reminder, please send me a note in the chat, and I'll add your question to the queue. We'll lead off with Anthony Corona, NJ.com.
Congratulations, Arseny, on the deal. I'm curious, when you were talking with Sunny before the deal was signed, did he give you any sort of plans for you going forward, or where he saw you fitting in with the team? And I'm curious if your goal personally is to claim a top 6 spot for next season.
Everybody who hear me, can you speak a little bit slowly, please? Because I don't practice my English 3 months, and now hard time for me.
Great. Got it.
Yeah, when we call with Sunny, when he's like signing contract with Devils, he tell me like, "Hello, I am Sunny. We work together, and we can speak about our contract with my agent." I think it's not hard deal for me and for him, because I wanna be in Devils. It's good organization, and I'm happy to stay here. We talk about 2 months, I think, and like a little bit price up, a price down, and deal for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, but three years, it's good deal for us together.
And lastly, what do you enjoy about living in New Jersey that is something different from back home?
It's like traffic jam, because in Moscow it's big traffic jam. In New Jersey it's a little bit easier, and I live close to rink. I like this area, and
if the traffic, okay,
I am enjoy full service. I enjoy rink, enjoy fans. I seriously like live in Devils, New Jersey.
If the traffic is bad, and if Moscow traffic is worse than New Jersey, it must be brutal. Your English is very good, very good. Enjoy your summer. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Anthony. Our next question go to Mike Morreale, NHL.com.
Hey, Arseny. Congratulations on the 3-year contract. Arseny, when training camp or training starts for you this summer, what's maybe the one thing you'll be working hardest on to make sure your second season is better than your first?
I am to surgery after season, and I think now I am more working for my shoulder, and I don't start skating now. Yeah, it's true. I start skating on Monday. I don't skate 3 months, and now I need a little bit more time for work my shoulder, my arms, and what I little bit more working. I think it's skating, because you see Quinn Hughes, Jack Hughes, Cale Makar, best skater in the league. I like Connor McDavid also, and I think I need little bit more skating faster.
Yeah. Arseny, what was the biggest or most important lesson you learned during your first NHL season that maybe the Devils fans might not have noticed from the outside? Like, what did you have to really work on, and the biggest lesson you learned?
Biggest lesson, okay, yeah. NHL, it's a little bit, not a little bit, it's different league in KHL because if you do fall on the game, not everybody talk you about this fall because it is game, you know rules, but you play this game. You cannot read this game, and sometimes I do stupid falls, and we lose goal, but coach don't talk me like okay, you sit now. He's like talk after the game or next morning. He told me it is your fault. I say okay, I got you. Like next time you need to be smarter on this moment, and I think this is biggest lesson for me because falls happen, and you need teach how you play after the falls.
Great. Thanks, Arseny. Enjoy your summer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Our next question go to Matthew Blittner of Sportsology.
Thank you. Arseny, congratulations on the new deal. I was just wondering, what does it mean to you to have the Devils franchise commit to you for 3 years and for you to know that you have this security of this deal?
Help me please, little bit translator, because I don't understand this question.
So, hey, Grits. He wants
Hello,
to know.
Amanda!
Oh, yeah. Hi, Grits. He wants to know what it means to you that they would give you this longer deal.
Like we have good roster this season, and we have better roster on next season. I'm so happy and I'm so exciting start preseason camp because so interesting for me lineups, like new guys. I see this guy. I maybe it's my fault, but Evan Rodrigues, Florida guy. I see his game, but he's so good. I want to practice with him, and Nico deal. It's unbelievable for us for team because our captain stay with us. He's very good guy. He's helped me every time on game on live, and I am so excited to see guys because Jack Hughes, I miss him. Hey, let's go. And for me, it's new step because it's my first season end, and now I have 3 more for win cup. It's like score goals like 1 step, give pass 2nd step, but win cup it's like 10 step. And for sure, everybody want to win cup, but I am one more.
Thank you, Arseny. And just a follow-up, you just mentioned Evan. What about his game are you looking forward to playing with?
Amanda, help me.
What do you like? You talked about Evan Rodrigues. What do you like about his game that you're excited by?
He's very good skill. He's like good battles, good skater. He's like, maybe I say it's like what I see, but he's like same Connor Brown, but he's like a little bit smaller and a little bit faster. But Connor Brown is so fast. Yeah, I know he's read me, and now he's text me about his skating, but he's a good player.
Thank you, Matthew. Our next question will go to Amanda Stein at NewJerseyDevils.com.
Hi, Grits. You mentioned just talking to Brownie. Were you just saying that he's texting you about his skating?
Yeah. Always when I say bad, like I don't know, bad words about him, he is always texting me like, "Why you say this? It's not true." you know.
Question for you. Obviously, you didn't end the season healthy. You had your shoulder. How is your shoulder doing, and how are you feeling?
Now very good in my life. I like start playing tennis, volleyball on vacation, and feels good. But I start skating Monday, and I think it's good.
Where are you you're skating at home with other NHL guys, or what does that look like for you the rest of your summer?
Yeah. I'm going Moscow. I skating with Igor Chnahov, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Igor Chernyshov, San Jose Sharks. We skate together and work with skating coach. Yeah, I stay full summer in Moscow, and I think end August I come to New Jersey.
Is it different preparing for your second year in the NHL because you know more about what the league is about?
Uh, well, I don't know. I know this league so hard, and I need to be ready for this new season.
And then lastly, you mentioned Nico and excited that he signed his contract. Can you talk a little bit about what he did for you in the first year?
Yeah, sure.
So what are some of the things that like on the ice or off the ice that you loved about Nico?
Now
Yeah.
when I come, we have first team lunch, first dinner, and we play golf and like couple beers. Okay, it's true. And a little bit scared because this for me new team, new guys, and I play for everybody guys this on PlayStation, and now I sit on one table with them. And Nico come to me and like start speaking about like team, about my hockey game. But we practice couple weeks and we have this like dinner, and he like tell me a couple words what helped me on my first season.
Amazing. Thanks, Grits. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. See you soon, guys. It's finished.
I don't
Hold
know.
on, one more. No, a couple more, Grits. Hold on.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy. Our next question will go to Keith Kavanaugh, Puck Pedia.
Thanks, Pete. Amanda, just be on standby in case we need a little translation
I'm
here.
here. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Arseny, I just wanted to ask you about the communication during the game with the players and the staff, how you manage that with the language barrier. Is it difficult, or do you guys have sort of words that you can communicate with? I know Sergei Brylin was on the bench last offseason, but he's now in a different role with the organization, so maybe just talk through that a little bit.
No, my English stay better. Like first 2 months, it's worst month for me because first months I scared, and my second month I start speaking. Everybody don't understand me, but after have like dinner on the road, and I start speaking a little bit more. But I speak with team every good, and every stuff is good. But for me, it's like harder speaking injury and doctors. So what is it? I know, like sticks, pucks, like this. And Brilliant, he helped me every talk with Sheldon because I a little bit scared if I don't understand this word and do next fall. I think he's hit me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keith.
Okay,
Our last
good.
one more, last one for you, Grits. Or actually, two more. Sorry.
Yeah, let's go.
Two more. Okay, Daniel Amoya of NJ Hockey Now. Go ahead, Daniel.
Hey, Arseny, congratulations. I'm just wondering, do you have any plans for a big first purchase, first thing you're going to buy with the new contract?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I need buy Rolex, but I don't know. It's NHL. No, for sure. I don't know what rent apartment. Maybe I see now buy car, but it's like no big deal. That's it. I think.
Thank you, Daniel. Our last question will go to Rachel Herzog of MSG Networks.
Hey, Grits. First of all, congratulations. Clearly, everybody's really excited to have you back. We miss your humor back here in New Jersey. You kind of mentioned some of the things that you've learned to appreciate about New Jersey. Now that you're back home, what are some of the things that you're missing from Jersey right now? Some favorite foods, places to visit? What are you missing the most?
My favorite places for visit, I think, is like Top's Diner because it's 5 minutes around me, and I so like this food. And I don't remember, but sushi restaurant, but couple good, and I miss uh, American meat. It's no meat steak because in Russia and America it's different steaks, and in Texas, in Dallas, okay, I say Dallas, it's best meat what I eat in my life.
Why is it different in Dallas
Uh,
versus back home?
I I don't know, but maybe it's the Donov pay, and I it's different. I don't know, swear or I don't I don't know these words, but it's so yeah, I forget my words.
Oh, that's okay. First, again, congratulations. Well, we're excited to see you in a couple months.
Thank you, see you soon.
And that's a wrap on today's special podcast. Hope you enjoyed listening to Sunny Mehta, Nico Hischier, Evan Rodrigues, and I know you enjoyed listening to Arseny Gritsyuk. So it is still July 3rd as of this recording. Still a lot to be done. As Sunny Mehta said, quote, "I would never say I'm done. It's never done. It's like a painting that's never finished." So Sunny Mehta still may have some moves down the pike. There's still a lot of time before things kick off for the season. If that is the case, we would obviously cover it for you at NewJerseyDevils.com. Follow along on the website. Follow along on our Devils official app. Get all your news. Get all your updates. All the situations there. We got you covered. We got the number one source of Devils news in these United States and beyond. So make sure you're checking that out as new news hits. Breaking news, we got all that for you. So again, Sunny not done. Still looking at ways to improve this team. Still looking at some moves that he can do. But for now, that's where we'll rest it for today. Again, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you enjoyed those interviews. Sam Kasan here from the Devils Hockey Network. I will catch you next time. Until then, let's go Devils.